right, welcome back to another week. This absolute Goliath of a pickup truck is the 2024 GMC Sierra. Whoops. Let's get take a couple takes. All right, welcome back to another week. This absolute unit is the 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD AT4X AEV. If that wasn't a mouthful, and if you've already clicked off, I don't blame you. This big title, big pickup truck. Honestly, I don't even know what to do with this thing. It's just so big. Let's just take a little walk around. It's the diesel version. It's the AEV version. It's off-road oriented. It's ridiculous. I've got DSSV dampers. Look at this. I think you can see them well in the back. I left the car running because it's absolutely hot out here. Yeah, so you can see the Multimatic DSSV dampers, which we're used to seeing, but not on a size truck that's this big. And it's like $136,000. Just the diesel engine alone is a $10,000 upcharge. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just so big. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice, but I feel tiny, and it's intimidating standing even this close to the truck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, you can see it's the AT4X trim. I really like the daytime running LEDs. I mean, it looks sick. I mean, but I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to tell you. This is my first experience with something this big, and quite frankly, I don't even think it's going to fit in my driveway. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to, maneuver something, because this is just ridiculous. Look at it from the side here. And then the back is much the same, absolutely massive, but a little bit less intimidating from the rear. But still, I have an L plate. An L plate in Quebec means that I'm heavy duty. So it's after a certain weight that you get that L plate. So, I mean, this is cool. I mean, it's kind of automatic, if you want to call it that. This can come down. I also have like a little not a USB thing, but I'll show you that. Actually, push this back up, and then this will kind of fall down for me. It's a step as well as like a nice little USB thing. Not a USB, but a kicker, if you want to call it that. So there you go. That stands. It's a step at first, but also it's a, oh my God, I can't open it. You got to pull it down. It is a actual USB aux cord kicker kind of thing. So if you're tailgating, you can do that and use it as a step. I'll get more into the bed as I figure out how to take this guy off, because at the moment I have absolutely no freaking idea. So yeah, I'm going to leave that for now. We'll go back to the front. Let's actually hop in though. Look how high this thing is, okay? Let me just open this for you. All right. So that's ridiculous. I mean, the seat starts there, and on my hand, yeah. But thank God for the step, because I don't know how you get in here. But yeah, so let's hop in. I just, I drove it a while ago, so let's throw it back to old me, and I'll let you know what's going on. Okay, hang on a second. Before I start driving, look at this. So this is like, these mirrors can retract, right? And so apparently when I do this, I'm as wide as a school bus. Look how far that goes out. Yeah, I don't know. This is intimidating. This is just nuts. This is a lot of truck for one little guy like me. Holy moly. All right, let's do the first impressions. Okay, let's, second time behind the wheel of this thing. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't absolutely intimidated by the sheer size of it. Like day one, second time driving it, oh my God. This is the biggest thing I've driven this year. This is possibly the biggest thing I'll drive all year. Thank God it has 360-degree cameras, because I would be in a lot of trouble if it didn't. It would just be impossible to see where I'm going, where my truck actually is, because basically my visibility is the hood, and that's it. I don't know where the tire is really yet anyways. I don't know where anything is because I'm so far off of the ground. It's just unbelievable. Like, I think I'm taking turns properly, but I don't know. And I feel like there's something I have to do with these mirrors to kind of help me out. Like, I don't know if extending them would work. Not really. It actually like scares me even more to have the mirrors out like that. Oh my God. So the other biggest vehicle that I have to reference is like, I mean, the Canyon felt big, but it definitely wasn't. It's been a long time. So the last like full-size pickup I had was the Ram 1500, and then before that was the F-150 Lightning. Both of those things barely fit in my driveway. This one, I doubt it will. I highly, highly doubt it will. But the funny thing is that I am so big that nobody takes a chance around me on the highway and stuff. Like and also my truck is red. I mean, come on, but oh my God, it's just like, yeah, I feel like I adjusted myself before, but now driving it again, I feel like I need way more height, but it still doesn't help me figure out where my tires are. Also, good thing is we have a lane keep assist, which was off when I got in, and you know, God knows who can drive like that, but I put my lane keep assist on, and I intend to leave it on all week, because this is, holy crap, so big. And that's my question, is like, as soon as I sat in this car, you know, obviously it's really luxurious, really nice, but you know, you ask yourself the question, who on earth, who on this planet is buying one of these that actually needs one of these? I don't know. I have no idea who really, really needs one of these things, because it is just so big. Like, they're so big. And like, it's not even one of those things where it's like, well, it's a TRX, it's loud and it's fast and it's cool. This isn't, it's not loud. I mean, over 900 pound-feet of torque. So, I mean, I guess it's fast, but like, there's not a lot of bragging rights to it. It's just like, you spent $136,000 on your absolutely, you know, massive pickup truck. I don't know what the appeal is. I'm trying to figure that out, and I guess during the week we'll kind of figure that out together, because at this moment, I don't know. I guess it's for people who, like, you know, just want the top of the top and want to have the best of the best and have the pockets for it, and maybe you're going to looking for a massive tax write-off, because I think that's what this is. Yeah, then I guess it makes sense, and you can have all the fun you want, but oh boy, does this ever, like, usually pickup trucks exceed my needs, but I like them, you know, but this one exceeds my need, and I couldn't even justify buying it. Like, most of the other pickup trucks, like the ZR2, I could justify buying that, but this thing is so large and in charge that I'm just concerned about, you know, banging it around, because again, the price point's ridiculous. You know, I feel like I'm driving a semi truck. Honestly, that's the best way to describe it. I feel like I just been thrown in to a semi truck, and it was like, good luck, hope you don't crash. You little more. Oh God, this is gonna be fun. All right, well, we're gonna stay right here. Okay, let me come. Okay, so basically what just happened, for context, is that there is a city bus, and I'm about the same size as him, coming down in a narrow street, so he had to give way for me, because this town is not big enough for the two of us. It's barely big enough for me. So I think, and this is a crazy stat, I think when the wheels are when the mirrors are fully extended, I am as big or as wide as a school bus. And I'm just a civilian here in this vehicle. Oh my God. I'm going to pick this up later, because I got to give you guys the perspective. I got to get two cameras in here, and I only have the one right now, because you guys have to see exactly what I'm talking about as I'm driving this thing around. So I'll pick it up a little bit later. All right, so update, like I said, we are just. You can see that I am just hanging over. I feel like I should have one of those beeping sounds when this thing backs up, because it's ridiculous. Like, look at this. This is how much I have. I'm on the street now. That's how much room we have. So hopefully we don't get any drunk drivers. And look at this. I can't even open my front gate, really, because I could go closer, but I'm not going to. I've got to be so close to fit this thing in. This truck is loud too. In the front, not the exhaust. The front is loud. The engine is loud. The exhaust is not loud. It's interesting. All right, so setting off once again in the absolutely massive GMC Sierra 2500 HD AT4X AEV. Try to say that fast. Try to say that really fast. It gets kind of difficult. And like I said the other day, I'm getting more and more confident with my size now. You know, I still am not approaching parking lots like I normally would even like with a normal pickup truck. I'm just not, I just don't have the confidence to park with everybody else. I really go to the furthest point of the parking lot that I can find, and I park there, because I noticed yesterday I actually went to the grocery store and I took up 2 spaces, and I can't even avoid it. It's either my front end is too much out in the aisle of the actual parking lot, or my back end is over into the other person's spot. So me parking way further than nobody else parks, I feel like you know, I don't have a choice. I've got to take up 2 spaces. So I've kind of got my iPhone going there, as you can see. As you've probably already seen, I've probably cut to it a few times now. Just so you can see the scale, kind of what I'm seeing when I do drive. Actually a little bit better than when I see you're a little bit higher up. I don't actually see that much. It's just one of those pickup trucks where I don't always know where my tires are. I am starting to understand it now. Because again, I've spent a couple of days with it now, so my confidence is definitely picking up with it. I really haven't used any of the speed or anything because I'm just cautious with this thing, especially since, you know, when you have like cyclists on the roads, different stuff like that, you know, I can't really overtake quickly or quick enough, and then if there's something coming around the bend, I barely fit in one lane, you know, so if I take up somebody else's, I really squeeze them. So I try to be as good as I can. Like you can see, there's a cyclist up here, and I am not going to overtake until I can see straight in front of him, because it's just dangerous and I don't want to take anybody out. Although the cyclists don't share the road that well, that's to be said. But yeah, so ride quality, let's talk about it as well as handling. Handling is actually surprisingly good for a behemoth of a machine that I have here. It's surprisingly impressive. It's like, I don't mind it at all. Like, I think it's actually pretty pointed, and I don't know, it's surprising. I thought it would be way worse than it was. And I mean, of course, I'm not taking this thing on a track, as I almost... Oh, did you guys see that turkey? Oh my goodness. This thing is big enough that would have done some damage to turkey. Oh my god. All right. Well, he came out of nowhere a little bit for me. All right. Back on track with the handling. As you can see, like, I'm going through some twisty bits here, and I'm pretty confident that I'm staying in the lane. I wasn't at first when I drove this. It was very intimidating that I would turn, you know, it felt like as if I had a trailer instead of a bed, but actually it drives a lot like just any other size or mid-size pickup trucks that I've driven, and even the full-size one drives a lot like that. It's just a bit bigger and slightly heavier, and I just kind of have to get over that. That was like the hump that I had to get over, and honestly, even knowing the steering does feel loose, it is still really good, and I still understand a lot more now where my tires are, and that's kind of important because these tires are absolutely massive. It's ridiculous, you know? And again, I still rack my brain to figure out what and who is GM targeting here with this kind of thing. Just absolute balls to the wall. Everything you can throw at a pickup truck, it's right here. But what appeal does it have? I mean, like, I'm gonna go off-roading with this and I'll be able to scale a mountain, but how long will it take me? Because I feel like I'm gonna get caught on a lot of things because I'm absolutely massive. Whereas something like a Canyon AT4X could probably do it in around the same time with the same amount of effort and do it a lot quicker because it's a little nimble, little mid-sized truck. And it's just like, it's just one of those things. It's like, I think it's more the duality. I think it's more somebody's going to use this to probably do a work truck and do a lot of towing, and maybe towing in the off-road stuff, but not like, you know, you're not necessarily doing like super uphill mountain things. Although this thing can scale a mountain, I am sure of it. But yeah, I feel like it's more people that are going to write this off, because $136,000 for a pickup truck, you're either dummy rich and that's crazy, or like, you know, you're a business and it's a business car, and you know, you just want luxury in your business because you're doing well, and that's great. But yeah, just a normal consumer, looking at it from a normal consumer standpoint, there's a lot of truck here. There's too much truck here to be like usable in my daily life. Like, I have nothing to tow other than like 2 jet skis. That's it, and I tow them basically from like one end of the island to the other, and that's it. I don't do anything else. I do have stuff to haul occasionally, so when I pick up, you know, when I have these pickup trucks, I tend to have a few more friends than usual. Pickup truck problems, right? That's usually what happens, especially the full-size one. The mid-size one, people take a look at and are like, oh, I don't think I can fit anything in there, and then I don't get bothered. But these full-size guys, well, yeah, I make quite a few friends, new friends that I forgot about, actually. So I'm sure other pickup owners can relate. But yeah, I'm so high up. I have such a commanding view over everybody. And again, I feel like I make other pickup truck drivers feel extremely small, because I'm just bigger than them. I'm bigger than all of them. I have yet to come across a pickup truck that is the same size as me in my area.
And also ride quality is pretty good. I mean, like, you can see me, I'm hitting speed bumps here. It probably looks a lot more aggressive on camera than it actually is for me here in person. The DSSV dampers, these massive tires, I mean, I'm sitting pretty nice. Although sometimes when I do hit a weird pothole, or if I hit like a speed bump at a weird angle, or I do feel the body shake a lot, but I am so high off the floor or off the ground that it's hard to complain about that, because obviously, you know, the energy has to travel up and it's hard to dampen all of that out, but for the most part, we're pretty good.
All right, another morning with the absolute unit 2500 GMC Sierra. Let's do a cold start. So lock this, 1, 2. Pretty loud. No change from when I turned it off yesterday, honestly. It's just super loud. It's more louder in the front. The engine is loud. The exhaust is just simply not loud at all. Let's go around, as I actually have to go onto the street here to get into this absolute unit of a thing. Unlock this. Oh my god. Okay. Up we get. AT4X. Yes, sir. Look at this start-stop button. It's bigger than my freaking head. Here we go. Start everything up. Really nice. Maybe a little bit later, I'll take you through the interior and let you know what I think about that. And yeah, pick it back up later. All right, so let me show you the interior for this guy. Step folds down. It's a very luxurious interior. I mean, you can see you got red stitching, Bose sound system, memory seats, stuff like that. Look how high the seat is, just off the ground we are. But thank goodness for the step, because I can actually hop in much easier this way. So that's good. You kind of need it. You kind of can't use the vehicle without it. So once we're in, we have the standard GMC steering wheel. I don't have a Super Cruise or anything like that, but I do have stuff like, you know, my voice, I can control the digital infotainment, the digital gauge cluster from here. I've got my adaptive cruise control, stuff like that. Heated steering as well. Left-hand side, this is where I'm going to change my drive mode. I can put it in tow mode. I only have normal and off-road and tow mode. That's all I have. This is for the transfer case. I got auto, 4 high, 2 low, and 4 low. Then I have some lighting controls here. They're all right here in these knobs, very easy to use. My heads-up display controls are on the left-hand side of that. But let's look at this infotainment display. I can have like a bunch of different themes. This is kind of the one I go with, like the basic one. You know, if you can hear the vents in here, it is because it's extremely hot outside, but you can see pretty much everything you'd ever want or need to see from your pickup truck. And I can see my diesel exhaust fluid even, which is crazy. And then I can have a blank page, and you can kind of customize it the way you want, but I like this way. Everything's laid out for me nicely. You can't really see my heads up display. It's very light during the day. I do have a digital rear view mirror, which is saving my life because I can't see anything out of that mirror when I use it. So this is very good, especially when you're not used to driving humongous trucks like this. I've got a very nice infotainment display. Same thing we saw in the Yukon, stuff like that. So it's very nice, easy to understand. I've got built-in navigation. This is also powered by Google, so obviously we have built-in Google Maps. I do have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, the good stuff like that. All kinds of camera angles, which is absolutely mandatory for a humongous truck like this. The only thing is I don't have the ability to actually see underneath, but I have a bunch of trailering cameras that will probably activate once I actually have a trailer connected, but I don't have anything to tow this week, so we'll be able to show you too much there, but still really good looking. And then we move down, we have our humongous start-stop button. Also, this is where the shifter is. It is mounted to the column like a classic pickup truck would be. So you have dual zone automatic climate control. I've got heated seats, ventilated seats, a whole bunch of different options for both, which is really nice, but obviously my ventilation is going to be on. It said humongous start-stop button. All my HVAC controls are laid out right here. No need to use the infotainment. I've got a whole bunch of other physical controls here. I've got my brake exhaust, my lane keep assist, which is on. I have my tailgate I can, kind of unlatch it. Parking sensors, which of course are on, traction control off. All the windows come down, locking differential only for the rear here. And then obviously you have this massive console space with your trailering controls right in the middle, but this is huge. I've got a ton of space for things, and then even more space for things in there with an entire, normal power outlet right there. I like how it says AT4X right here as well. I like the nice design. Look at the visibility if I could show you. That's pretty much what I see. I have no idea where my tires are 90% of the time, so it's very interesting. And then if you take a look at the seats as well, it says AEV AT4X, very nicely branded. On the passenger side, you have this thing that pops out with some violence, so be careful. But it is a little bit of extra storage as well, which is nice. I like the red stitching in the seats as well as the white. It is a very, very, very luxurious interior for what the truck is meant to be able to do. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Like even this is like a nice, you know, material here. It's not plastic. These are nice and leather wrapped too. Like there's a lot of things in here that obviously, you know, make maybe it worth $136,000, but still, you know, you're doing a lot of stuff in luxury. So if you do decide to buy it, and I don't know how you're doing it, but you're going to be very comfortable doing that. So there you go. There's a quick little interior tour for you. All right, we're back outside with the GMC Sierra AT4X AEV. I'm not going to say the whole name every time. We're going to say it really fast. I'm starting to come to grips now with the absolute size of it. I'm kind of getting a little bit better at driving it and maneuvering it and being more confident in it. It's just so big. Another thing is, it's so hard to keep clean. It's such big panels. Like you can see, like it rained. It was pretty clean when I picked it up last night. And it's like, look at this. If I go close, look at how many bugs this thing's collected just from me driving on the highway for a little while. Look at this. That is a collection of, you know, probably about 400,000 bugs. Unbelievable. So the big face on the front really does take it from you. I want to know what you think, though, about, forget the price. Tell me what you think about the color, how high it is. Does it look cool? To me, it looks cool. It looks unnecessary, and I feel like every time I drive this truck, I'm making other truck drivers feel insignificant and small because I am the biggest truck on the road in my area. There's nobody like me unless you know, you're talking a semi, and then that's the case. But I mean, geez, just so much think. You like the ride height, the AEV, the AT4X, or would you just get a regular Sierra with the diesel Duramax? I really would like to know your opinions. And also, this is going to be cool. I'll show you the back seat. Let's actually hop in there. So I just switched my lens for that so you can kind of see more. You know, the step again. Something really cool here for the rear is the fact that I have behind the seat storage. I've got it on the other seat where my bag is too, which is fantastic. And I mean, you can just live in this thing. And I guess at $136,000, you probably should be able to live in it because you might need to because you spent all your money on your truck. You know? So like I've got a bunch of cup holders, leg room for years, leg room for months. I could sleep in here. I think these seats even come up for even more storage. Heated seats back here, nice vents, so I do have some cold air coming because it is hot. I also have 2 sets of cup holders, which is going to be good too. A little armrest as well. You know, we got the headrest that can fold down. This is obviously powered. There's no sunroof, but there seems like there was a cutout for one, and I guess they said $136K, you're only getting one. You don't need two, but that makes for plenty of headroom right here in the back, so that's fantastic as well. And I mean, yeah, there's just room forever in here. It's unbelievable how much room we're cooking with here. It's really crazy. And I mean, I'm super high off the ground. You can see, got really good view here. Yeah, solid back seat. All right, so one final time outside of the GMC Sierra AT4X. I didn't get to film as much as I could because traffic and all that stuff. It was more me just sitting in the car doing nothing. But I can tell you that it was a great time to drive it, great time to experience it. Biggest truck I've ever been in. Really cool. Love the red paint. Love the massive wheels. I mean, this thing could tackle any weather, any time, any day, any year. You know, just tell it where and when and what to do, and this thing will get the job done. At $136,000 though, who's buying it? I'm not sure. Probably companies, stuff like that. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things, right, where it's like you're not sure who's buying it, but somebody definitely will. So let's hop in. I'm gonna give you my last impressions, my final impressions. Let's get to that. Okay, so back out on the road for one last time, one last send-off. I'm actually on my way to drop the car off. So one last time with the massive GMC Sierra 2500 HD AT4X AEV, that mouthful of a name, and it's a mouthful of a price point as well. That is probably one of the things that for the life of me this week I just couldn't figure out. I mean, I still, to this day, don't know who's going to wake up in the morning and go, you know what, today I'm gonna go drop $136,000 on this. It's gonna be a very specific niche person in a very specific niche market that will go and buy these things. And the crazy thing is that people will still buy them, but I have yet to see one on the road. Usually I've seen plenty of GMC Sierras, all the makes, models, every different year, but not the AT4X AEV, really not even the diesel engine one. I've seen another Sierra that had the V8 gas engine, but nothing else. So yeah, you'll have seen at the beginning of the video, like I said, like I was like, oh my God, this thing is intimidating. It's so big. I don't know how to drive it properly. I don't even know if I'll be able to fit it in my driveway, all that stuff. But it ended up working out, and I end up now, I'm really confident with it. And now next week, I actually have a pretty quick sedan book. So the difference is gonna feel really strange right off the bat, going from an absolutely massive pickup truck to a really, like, you know, kind of going from all the way as high as you can get in a car all the way to lowest of low. So that's going to be really interesting, and I'll talk about it a little bit probably tomorrow afternoon, so you'll see that in a couple weeks. And yeah, so just basically, it's just been fun. It's just been really fun. The diesel engine, never driven a diesel engine before either, and I just feel like I could tackle anything. Fortunately, I didn't get to test this thing in the winter, so I don't know if, you know, if it's going to be any good in the winter. But I mean, I could already tell you, like, without even having the experience of the winter, this thing could get through anything. I think this thing could get through a hurricane and drive through it like it was nothing. It's so heavy, it's so planted to the floor, it could scale a mountain with no problem. It could probably tow you up a mountain as well with absolutely no problem, without even breaking the slightest of sweat. So I just think that part of, you know, the part of owning a truck like this, there's the appeal. It's just awesome. I feel like a massive guy. I make everybody else on the road feel small and tiny. And, you know, when I slide out of this thing, because I don't look like your average truck driver, right? When I slide out of this thing, the looks on people's faces have been really, really funny this week. So yeah, it's been really cool. What a cool experience overall to be able to do this. So, you know, make sure you subscribe and stuff so I can keep doing that, keep bringing you guys the cool content that you deserve to see. And yeah, I'm powered and fueled by your guys' support. So thanks so much for getting me this far. Yeah, we've only got more to do this summer. It's going to get crazier. We're going to ramp it up like crazy when we can. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So stay tuned. I got more vehicles. Not so much like this one, maybe not as big as this one, but I got some fast ones, I got some slow ones, and everything else in between. So stay tuned to the channel. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and round it up with the GMC Sierra Big Boy AT4X AEV. See you next week. See you in the next car. Take care.